Hey folks, finally got a chance to catch up on The Flash. I seen it a couple of days ago with my son. We went to see it on the big screen and I'm only getting around to doing a review of it now. There's a lot of negativity regarding the movie. Of course, Ezra Miller has his problems, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get involved in commenting on any of that. I'm just here to review the movie as I saw it. This marks the return of Michael Keaton as Batman, 1989's Batman, and it's great to see him back here. Really is. I'm a massive fan of the 1989 Batman. Not so much the 1992 Batman. I don't really like that movie, and I've done a video on that here on my channel if you want to check out my thoughts on Batman Returns. A bit controversial, but I'm not a big fan of that movie. But getting back to The Flash, Ezra Miller here returns as The Flash, and he is in great form here. He really does a great job. Basically, here we have Barry Allen trying to fix what happened in the past to his parents. His mother was murdered and his father was blamed for her murder, and he tries to go back and fix what happened back in the past, and in doing so he messes up the multiverse. In the beginning of the movie we have Ben Affleck returning here in great form as well as Batman, and we have Gal Gadot making an appearance as Wonder Woman with a big action sequence at the start. There's some ropey CGI of course in this and everybody's complaining about it, but I grew up in an era of ropey CGI, so I can get past that. Once I see a good action film and a good script and some good acting, I can get past the ropey CGI. I'm not really bothered by it. But at the start of the movie, some great action sequences, I said, and a cameo from Wonder Woman and Ben Affleck as well. When Barry messes up the multiverse here, we have Michael Keaton now returning as Batman, and he does a fantastic job here as always. Michael Keaton oozes charisma in anything he does. He's a fantastic actor and a great screen presence, and he doesn't disappoint here. We also have Sasha Calle here in a role of Supergirl Kara Zor-El, and she is absolutely brilliant in this movie. I'm not going to go into too many spoilers here regarding why her character is here, but she is very, very good in this, and she's a brilliant Supergirl, and a credit to her. She's very, very good in the part. We see General Zod showing up here again, and we have Fiora from Man of Steel. Again, people complaining about the return of these characters and what they mean in the film, but this is not their movie. This is a multiverse, and this is only a section of that multiverse, and we see a different take on why what General Zod is doing, similar to Man of Steel, but we have Kara Zor-El here instead of Clark Kent, Superman, interacting with General Zod. I really like what they've done here with that. Spoilers here, it's a really no-win situation, and I really commend the writers here for this, because looking at the trailers, and there was a lot of complaints of people complaining that we have another strong female character here who's going to win the day here and overshadow the Flash and take complete center stage for the movie. That is not the case here. This is a complete no-win situation for all parties, and I really like the direction they took in doing that, because I think a lot of the Marvel movies, recent Marvel movies, which have been terrible, and I think The Flash is a far better movie than any of the new Marvel stuff coming out, bar Spider-Man No Way Home. The rest of the Marvel movies that have come out have been complete crap in my opinion. I have not enjoyed them, and it's really generic stories, and you know what's going to happen here in a lot of them, whereas in Flash we go in a direction here with a no-win situation for Supergirl and Barry Allen, and I really like what they did here with that. There's some at the end of the movie, near the end of the movie, we have the multiverse kind of imploding on itself here, and we have some great cameos here with past characters, and a nice nod to stuff that was supposed to happen in the DC universe back in the day that didn't happen, but we have it happening here. We have George Reeves showing up here as the 1950s Superman. What a great to see him on the big screen. And of course we have Christopher Reeve, my all-time favourite Superman, showing up here next to Helen Slater as Supergirl as well. A great cameo from the two of them as well. I really loved it. Brought a kind of a tear to my ear there, a bit of nostalgia to see both of them there. And of course we have Nicolas Cage showing up fighting a giant spider. If you don't know the history of that, when Tim Burton was attached to Superman Lives, I think it was called, one of the producers, I think John Peters, insisted that Superman fight a giant spider. And we have, of course, Nicolas Cage here, suited and booted and fighting a giant spider, which was quite funny to see that in the movie. I think that scene showed up in Wild Wild West with Will Smith. The producer did produce that film as well, and I think he got his wish of a giant spider in that movie, which was an awful movie. But anyway, getting back to The Flash, I really like what they did here, and some nice cameos. I've seen one or two YouTubers out there complaining about the nostalgia, calling it nostalgia bait, and that subsequently that YouTuber gave Picard season 3 a glowing reference for its nostalgia and bringing back characters and some fan service. So he reckons it was okay for Picard season 3, but not okay for The Flash. I think a lot of people had negative thoughts going into this movie, and regardless of how good or bad The Flash was going to be, they were going to rip it to pieces, in my opinion. I simply am reviewing this movie on how I enjoyed it, and my son enjoyed it. He had a blast with it. I had a blast with it. We got a big bucket of popcorn, large cokes, sat back, and were thoroughly entertained for 2.5 hours. And that's all you can do, really. You can judge the movie and how you enjoyed it. These blockbusters are not meant to make you think. These blockbusters are made to make you to be entertained and to leave your troubles at the door, walk in, and as I said, sit down and enjoy the movie. I enjoyed it. 4.5 stars out of 5 is my review for The Flash. If you haven't seen The Flash, go out and see the movie. It really is worth seeing on the big screen, and you will be entertained. If you have preconceptions about Ezra Miller in it, you're not going to enjoy the movie, but if you can leave that at the door, he's very good in the movie, as is all the other cast members, and it's well directed and well written, in my opinion. So that's The Flash. If you've seen it, please comment below if you liked it. If you didn't like it, regardless, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, and if please slap a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. As always, I really would appreciate it, trying to get to that magic mark of 1,000 subscribers. So take care, and we'll talk soon.